Hey guys, how's it going? It is a great day out. It's the end of the day. We're finishing up our work day and filming our Q&A, of course. Um, the settings on the camera are a little bit different right now, and you guys are probably 15 feet away from me, which is really weird for me because I'm looking so far away. Usually I have you guys much, much closer. I'm trying different settings on the camera and I'm trying different things on the camera to see what works. And it seems like you guys are really enjoying the setups on the camera. I've seen a lot of comments say, oh my gosh, the quality is so clear. And I'm noticing a difference and it feels like I'm right there with you guys, which is what I want. So let me know how you guys like the view on this. It's really weird for me to film having you guys so far away, but I think it might look a little bit better. Also, I have a new handy dandy device. I have a fan. You guys are gonna see this with me everywhere I go. I just got this off of Amazon. It's called Version Tech. Version Tech. I don't know. It plugs into, it's rechargeable and it plugs into my phone charger, and which is what I liked. So, also you're gonna hear a crinkling noise. That's Freya. She's playing with a container. So let's jump into this week's videos. We did our typical videos. We did the Q&A from last week, and then I had to add them, picking up a plant load, planting my micro lavender fields, planting bee balm, and garden cleanup, and yes, I paid for bugs. And the bugs still have not hatched. Well, the fly exterminators haven't hatched. But we are seeing less flies, so maybe a couple of them did hatch, but it doesn't seem like they've hatched. I'm staring at them right now. The green lacewing eggs all hatched, which is really nice. And I'm seeing less aphids. I still saw a few, but I saw less aphids. So we're gonna keep an eye on it and see how it goes. So the first video that we did was the Q&A. And I'm gonna pull a couple questions because it's the end of the day. And as a reminder, that is not my rooster. And yes, I do have merchandise coming out. It was supposed to be out much sooner than it's actually going to be released. I was hoping to get it out. I was gonna do my announcement today in this Q&A, but we had a mishap with some of the merchandise. So it had to get sent back and they're redoing some of it, which it's okay. It put me back. I want it correct, but we're probably going to be another week or two out for merchandise, which is kind of a bummer. Am I wearing one of them right now? This is one of them right here. This one's going to be available. The burgundy Visit Our Garden hats. They're like a dad hat, and I really like them. So the first question on that video is from Maureen, and they had said, question about your merch. Will you only ship to the US or will you also ship to Canada? We are trying to figure that out right now. Brent is working on it. We would really like to be able to ship to Canada, Australia, and the UK. And then the US, obviously. But I think we're gonna have to figure out a way to do it. So like, I was gonna do free shipping in the US, but I'm gonna have to probably do a way where it's like paid shipping to Canada, Australia, UK, and it'll be probably a discounted rate on the shipping. As of right now, I wanna say yes, because we would really like to be able to do that. The next question on that video is from Judy, and she had said, isn't Jalen your half-sister? Isn't it funny that you two would be so much like, she is my half-sister, but we are basically the exact same person. It is crazy. I mean, our mannerisms, everything about us is the same. We're actually both really bad at driving. Might be because she's 16, but... And the last question on that video is from Divine Universe, and they had said, EB Stone carries potting soil and raised bed soil too. Have you tried it? I have not tried it. I actually didn't know that they carried soil at all. It's really hard for us to find soil in this area. We can find Fox Farms in abundance and we can find it cheap. So that's the only reason that I use it, is because I find it. We actually need to pick up some more bags of the soil. We usually find it for like, I think $12 or $13 a bag. So it's not bad. And that's the like Happy Frog one that I typically buy. I don't know. That's the only reason that I get it, is because I can get it literally just a couple minutes down the road. The next video that we did was I had to add them to the garden, and garden project fail. The first question on that video is from Michelle, and she had said, the braided garlic is awesome. Can you keep that in the house and just cut the garlic from the bottom as you need them in the kitchen? Will it last about 6 months? Usually we get a couple months. Our kitchen is really hot. It gets like cooked from the hot afternoon sun, so it gets pretty toasty. It usually lasts just a couple months. Proper storage would be like in a cool, dark area, but we don't really have that. So it usually lasts maybe like 3 to 4 months before I can see it starting to like sprout. And at that point, then I need to process my garlic, which means I just usually like use a garlic press and I process it and then I store it in the freezer, which we still have a ton left from last year, which is just insane. I had really thought that we would have used all of that. So I'm going to be processing a bunch of it for storage, and then I'm going to be giving away a ton of it also. The next question on that video is from Traveling with the Reagans, and they had said, love your rocking chairs. Where did you get them? They are actually the Better Homes and Garden collection from Walmart, and we got them, I think like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. We got them at the very end of the season, and I think we paid like $50 a chair. And I think originally they were like $120 a chair, which is so crazy. So we got a killer deal on them. The next question on that video is from T from Texas, and they had said, where did the shovel come from? I've never seen one like that. That I will link. It's from, I think my grandparents got it from like QVC or something like that, but you can also get it on Amazon. So I will link that. There are 2 versions of the shovel. There's a tall version and a short version. Personally, I prefer the short version, but a lot of you guys do not like when I use the short version. I just really like it. So I will put the link to the tall one and the short one in the description down below. The next question on that video is from Patty, and she had said, super impressed with your garlic harvest and the large sized bulbs. I tried garlic for the first time this year, an epic fail. What variety of garlic type and where did you purchase your bulbs from? Thanks. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what the varieties were. I will put the link to the video down below of when I planted my garlic so you can see kind of me talking more about it and more in depth. They're very heavy feeders, and they were planted in like fresh compost, fresh soil with fertilizers, and then they need a ton of sun. We plant our garlic in, I've got Freya right here too. We plant our garlic in like October, I think is when we usually plant our garlic. So we harvest it really early. So maybe yours just needs to continue to go. Usually you go until the necks of them flop over, or until the first like 3 leaves die on it. That's usually a telltale sign that your garlic is done. We do a hard neck and a soft neck variety. And I did get them from Johnny's Seed. I actually bought them when I was at their Baker Creek Heirloom Convention. I brought them home with me in my suitcase. And the last question on that video is from Angelica, and she had said, hi Robbie, how long do you leave your garlic and onions to dry? I grew some this year for the first time, and they look about ready to harvest. Usually they store in a basket to like dry. Cure is what it is. Usually about 4 to 5 days, sometimes a little bit longer. You'll see once you cut the tops off of the garlic that needs to fully cure. And once you kind of see the outside of the garlic get that like skin that you would normally see in like a grocery store, that's when you know it's ready to like be processed and put away for storage, and same thing with your onions. The next video that we did was picking up a massive load of plants, and thank you again to all of you making that possible, and to the Plant Barn for making that possible, and to Monrovia for sending out all of those plants. The first question on that video was from Jordan, and he had said, do you deal with ants in your garden? I do deal with ants in my garden. We just ordered nematodes and they're here. I just gotta put them where I deal with ants, the biggest problems. So I will be dealing with that. I'm using nematodes this year. I don't know for certain that it works. That's what the Nature's Good guys recommended that I do, is do nematodes. So that's what I bought. We'll see what happens. The next question on that video was from Denver Tom, and they had said, the Brunner that you pointed out, which is about $20, is that an average price, high, low in Colorado? $20 would be a good deal. That was probably a little bit high. I did just pick up some Brunners that you guys are going to see that are a really cool one, and I paid $14 for those. The Plant Barn is kind of like a place that you go for the experience also. We have a lot of nurseries in our area. I think there's probably about like 8 to 12 nurseries just in the Chico area. Which is a ton, and the Plant Barn is one of the like more expensive ones, but you're going there more for the experience and the variety that they have. It's also the largest and like most beautiful, and the staff is the kindest there. So their prices are usually either on par or slightly higher than most other nurseries in the area, but 20 bucks, maybe a little high, but not by much. The next question on that video is from RV Badlands, and they had said, where is the Plant Barn located? I would love to go there. Robbie, you've got some great plants. You are going to be so busy. The Plant Barn is located in like Chico. It's in between Chico and Durham, California. It's on the Midway. Just look up Plant Barn, Chico, California, and you'll get directions to it. The next question on that video is from Nita, and she had said, I just love seeing how you love plants and gardening. It's so sweet. It's nice seeing Brent too, even though he tries to not be seen. He's right there. Question, may I ask what you plan to do if and when you run out of places to put new plants? Do you plan to make new areas or beds in the center of your yard, or do the doggies need that space? Okay, so our plan is I'm going to get the beds that we currently have correct. I'm gonna get them full, I'm gonna get them planted before I make new beds. And then the plan is, in front of the willow tree, is to make a like circle area that is a seating area, and then around that is going to be like a meandering pathway that leads you back up here. So you'll be able to do like a circle path. So there'll be almost like a backwards C giant bed. It'll be absolutely massive. So we're gonna get rid of almost all of the lawn except for the pathways, but the dogs will still have a ton of lawn, and they will have all the lawn that's in front of the aviary and right directly in front of the house. So they'll still have plenty enough lawn. Honestly, most of the time they're just chilling anyways. They would rather be inside with the AC, not outside at all. The next question on that video was, will the jasmine survive a brief cold snap? No, and I've heard that it is a little iffy in our area. Somebody else had said that it really doesn't like any cold. So it's gonna be something that I'm gonna have to cover up with frost blankets if we hit 32 degrees, just to be safe, because it is more of a like luxury jasmine. So I wanna make sure that it stays safe. So no, I wouldn't plant it if you're like not in that growing zone at all. The next question on that video is from Peonies in Pink, and I tried to point the camera at Brent and he choked up. So we won't force him to answer it on camera, but they had said, Brent, what is your favorite flower, perennial, annual, shrub, tree, color, or combo color in the garden? He said that his two favorite things are the silver lining rose and Desdemona rose, and then Rose of Sharon, the white chiffon Rose of Sharon. And he said that he also hates roses. He's always hated roses. He's always told me that he hated roses, but his two favorite plants are roses. So, roses, and it seems like he likes the like silvers and white colors in the garden. But I know that his favorite color is red, and anytime we go anywhere that has red plants, he's drawn to the red plants. So, and the last question on that video is from Judy, and she had said, Dear Robbie, are you and Brent moving? Where will you be putting all those new plants? We're not moving anytime soon. Don't worry, we're staying here. We talked about it. We actually went and looked at a couple properties, and then we decided that we have it really, really good here, and we don't have to stress financially about where we're at here. I mean, like, we pay almost nothing for our house. We bought it. It was a total fixer-upper. It was like, we had people that came over and they were like, are you guys okay living here when we bought this place? So, yeah. We are really blessed where we're at. We bought it at the right time. We bought a total fixer-upper. We bought below our needs at that time. And now it is something that we are able to just like comfortably live here and not stress about really anything. So we won't be going anywhere anytime soon, probably at least like 3 years. That's our plan, is like take projects a little slower and do things over the next 3 years and then start looking at something else. And we really have some of the best neighbors here. Like, all of our neighbors, like, that'll be the hardest thing about moving, is getting new neighbors and moving away from the ones that we currently have, because our neighbors here are seriously the best. We've been really, really lucky with neighbors where we're at right now. The next video that we did was planting bee balm to attract pollinators, and the bee balm is doing its job already. I'm already seeing bees on the bee balm, which is so amazing. The first question on that video is from Shelby, and she had said, I love Dusty Miller flowers, gorgeous. I am growing the new look for the first time this year. Does it create flowers as pretty as the old kind? I don't remember yours blooming last year. Also, I need your little yellow shovel. It's the perfect size. The yellow shovel is my favorite. The new look Dusty Miller, I have not noticed it blooming. The traditional one blooms for me every single year. The new look variety, it didn't bloom for me last year, and it grew much slower than the traditional variety. So that's also something to like note. But I didn't notice any flowers. The next question on that video is from Jen, and she had said, I'll be out hunting for that Dusty Miller. The kind here are small and stay smaller and no flowers. Is there a name other than just Dusty Miller? Did you have a Red Bull this morning? I am actually Red Bull free for almost a month now. Maybe a little over a month. I had one Red Bull, and within about 15 minutes, I actually instantly got a migraine. So I am basically Red Bull free at this point, which has been really nice. I'm noticing a little less on the migraines. Not a whole lot, but I am noticing a little bit less. So if I even get like 2 or 3 less in a month's period, I think it's worth it to not do the Red Bull. So I'm just drinking yerba mate, which is like an all-natural one. It's an organic drink. And it definitely does not have the amount of caffeine that I need, but it's fine. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Centuria, Cinrara. Sometimes it goes by silver ragwort, silver dust, or just Dusty Miller, but Dusty Miller is the most common one. And if you go to any garden center and you say that you're looking for Dusty Miller, they should know exactly what you're talking about. The next question on that video was from Pauline, and she had said, "Hey Robbie, love the white bench. Do you remember where you got it from? Thanks." The white bench is from Amazon, and it's about 5 years old. It wasn't white. It was like a natural color. It said it was teak, and I thought the price was way too good for it to be teak. But the fact that it's held up for 5 years outside, and we do not bring it in under any circumstance, maybe tells me that it was probably teak. So it was from Amazon. I will put a link to that also in the description down below. The next question on that video is from Fiba Koshi, I think, sorry. Does bee balm spread and become invasive? I have not noticed that, and the research that I didn't say that, but I have had quite a few of you guys actually leave comments saying that you've dealt with it taking over in your garden and that you have had problems with it. So I'm gonna say yes, plant it with caution, but I have grown it in my own garden before and I never noticed an issue. Usually for me, they've always kind of like stayed more compact and never gotten crazy big or spread like crazy. So do your own research. But what I've noticed in my garden is no, but other people are saying yes. So I don't know. The next question on that video is from T Wild, and they had said, do you guys have water restrictions? In dry, hot Denver, we are asked not to water during the day because of evaporation. We are not on any restriction at all, but Chico is on restriction. I know that because my grandparents are down there. They constantly get put on water restriction. I'm in Los Molinos. Our water tables where we're at is really, really high, and we don't ever have to worry about our city water drying up or anything like that. One of our next door neighbors is actually on the council for it, so she gives us updates all the time about what's going on and what we need to like be worried about or not be worried about. Our water is also extremely cheap here. We just had our biggest bill that I think we've ever had, and it was like $45. So, I mean, that's a really big bill for us. Usually our bills are like $18. So we're not sure what happened or what was going on. We think there might have been a problem with the irrigation. So we've got that fixed. It was going off twice in the morning, right after each other. Brent did that. And the last question on that video is from Liz, and she had said, I have bee balm that overwintered. I didn't even remember what it was when it started to go crazy, just thought I didn't rip it out. They're now about 3 feet tall and blooming, so pretty I want more plants. Did you find them at the plant barn? I did get them from the plant barn, but they were because Monrovia sent them to me, but the plant barn did order more of them, so they have them, and I saw that they had them in 2 different colors. I almost picked up a couple extra. But I think that they had like a purple one and the pink one. So go down to the plant barn and grab a couple. The next video that we did was planting my micro lavender field. It's so good. The smell is so great. We were dealing with another irrigation issue. We fixed it. Now they're getting proper water. The first question on that video was from Alyssa, and she had said, what is your watering schedule with your drip irrigation? That's where we ran into a problem. It's now fixed. We are set to go 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night. It's supposed to be 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. and it was going off at like 8 a.m. and then it was going back off again at like 8:15 a.m. So it was going off twice in the morning, and then it would go the hot whole day without any water till the next morning. So we water 15 minutes in the morning just to get everything through the day, and then they get a little reprieve in the evening. They get a little extra water. So 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. And that seems to work the best during like days that it's over 100, like 105, and we'll hit like that for a week. Usually we'll bump it up to about 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night. The next question on that video is from Mercury Rising, and they had said, lavender likes poor soil, and I was told never to fertilize it. Curious why you did. So with lavender, it's totally okay to fertilize it when you first are getting it in there, and it's really just like help get those roots established and to spread them out a little bit. But for the most part, I will never fertilize them ever again. I might fertilize them in the spring after they've been cut back and I start to see some growth, just to help give them a little boost. But they really don't mind never being fertilized. I've got lavenders that I have fertilized and I've had lavenders that I didn't fertilize. So you can go either way. I guess I don't really see a performance difference whether I do or not. I just might have just had the fertilizer and been on autopilot and done it. But you can or you can't, it doesn't matter either way. They will not, however, be on my fertilizing schedule for weekly. That is not going to happen. They will get fertilizer once a year if they do get fertilizer. The next question on that video is from Pri, and she had said, OMG, Robbie and Brent. This look is wowza and a keeper. The window box plant combo is stunner and the lavender hedge. I'm taking notes for next year's planting. Love seeing both the doggos. They clearly approve this planting combo. What is the chartreuse plant and the planters by the steps? This whole view is perfectly orchestrated. All the plants complementing each other. Perfect melody. Pri, you are so sweet. Pri is the one who gave me the tuberose that we planted in the back. And she came and hung out with Janie and I at Park Winters, and she came and hung out with Janie and I at Ace Hardware Candelario. So Pri is just an angel. That plant, I'm gonna pop the name up on the screen because it's the end of the day and the brain's not working and I don't remember what it's called, but it is from Isley Nursery. And the last question on that video is from Tanya, and she had said, love the lavender. Will it winter over for you there in California? It will. It does really, really well. We actually have a ton of lavender fields in like Northern California that are really awesome. And the last video that we did for the week was garden cleanup, and yes, I paid for bugs and I am seeing some results. So we'll take it so far. I think I'm gonna order more bugs and just kind of like do a cycle of that. Miss Freya. And so we'll just do a cycle of bugs. I'm probably gonna order another $100 worth of bugs. Probably one more time, hopefully. And then I'm gonna put the food out so that way they don't like just hatch and then disappear completely. The next question on that video is from Allison. She had said, great video. Do you still have your pollinator water station? You had water and rocks in it. I'm making one as soon as the dreaded cicadas leave. I am so sorry that you deal with cicadas. We dealt with them 1 year and like in like teeny tiny numbers, and that was enough. I do have the drinking station still. It hasn't had any rocks in it for a while. I still found that the bees liked it. It is currently on a bench, and that way it refills when the sprinklers go off because it just gets the extra water from the sprinklers. I've seen birds drinking out of it, but the pollinators definitely do drink out of it. It was one of the easiest projects that I've ever done in my entire life. We literally just put a cake stand out and it had like a glass plate in it, and then we filled it up with rocks, and that was the pollinator drinking station, and I saw bees on it the entire summer that I did that. The next question on that video is from KP, and they had said, good morning, Robbie. Here's an idea for your walkway in the veg garden area. Why don't you lay mulch or gravel to keep the weeds and such at bay? Would make the area look complete and neat and tidy. It is actually, that is about 3 inches of mulch right there. It is very, very deep mulch. That actually used to be a driveway, so it was completely full of gravel, and if you dig down far enough, you find random little car parts or auto parts or just random little things. It is the worst possible soil on the property right there. So it is a ton of mulch, but I haven't re-upped it in a couple years just because it was still pretty thick until recently. So I should remulch it just to give it a refresh, and it does help with weeds a ton. The problem though with anything in the landscape is weeds travel by air or by birds or animals or whatever, and so they still get deposited on top of your mulch, and then you still get weeds. So yes, I will be mulching that area when I find time. I am running into a problem with some mulch that I just bought. That is the completely different color than the mulch that I've already laid down on the property, so I'm feeling a little defeated with mulch right now. And it's the same brand, bought it at the same place. It was from the same pallet, I'm pretty positive. It's just a completely different color. So living the dream. And the last question on that video is from Debbie, and she had said, good morning, Robbie. How is Mama Chicken doing? I am happy to report her feathers have almost all grown back. So she's doing a lot better. She had like this like bulbous thing that came out of her chest, and she lost all of her feathers. Her feathers have all come back for the most part, and that like thing on her chest has like subsided. And she's not getting picked on anymore. So we're not sure what was going on with that. She just maybe had a weird thing. She is also pretty old. So we've had her for, I think, like 5 years now, maybe 6 years. So she's an old chicken, but she's doing a lot better. So we're really happy about that. We are dealing with the bully chickens though, that are eating the eggs and that are driving me crazy. So there's that. All right, you guys, that is gonna be it for this video. It was another great Q&A. The weather has been perfect this evening. I really have loved it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the Q&A, and I can't wait for you guys to see what we have in store for this week. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.